and girls, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. Apologies for the throat. I am still getting over being poorly at the moment, so the next few videos might be a little bit of a croaky Shan, or if there's some from next week, you know that I've tried to do them when I've been a bit poorly, but we're just gonna have to deal with the raspy voice right now because, my lovelies, it is this month's Sit Down with Shan, and yes, we are getting there with the bedroom. I even have dug out my Christmas cushion, so we're slowly getting there. I'm still yet to make the bed. Don't judge me. The thought of making a bed when I'm feeling like this right now, it's not the one. But I have got our lovely new lamps. I am loving these guys. Like, honestly, cute is on another level, and it's also got USB ports. I do have trusty water to hand just in case I do end up having a coughing fit, which, fingers crossed, I don't want to be having that. But yes, this month is all about separation anxieties, and I probably speak a little bit more of it in a video upcoming, but there's been quite a few changes recently, and I just thought, you know what, why don't we do a topic as such? And from what you guys have sent in, it's nice to know that kind of you're not on your own when you're starting to feel certain things. So get comfy. I'm going to position myself so that I'm a lot more comfier, and let's get in with this month's Sit Down with Shan. So, if you want to get involved in Sit Down with Shans, scandals, mukbangs, moments with Mummy G, anything that's like a Q&A for us guys, if you head over to my Instagram or email, they're always down in the descriptions box below, then that is where I post it over. I will do a post on my Instagram story, and then I will also send out a dual email, and it will be, if you want to reply, if not, you can just say, Shan, bugger off. But that is how I keep up to date with all of you guys. So I asked over on those two platforms, and this is what we got. And as I say, thank you to everyone who does send in. It does all stay anonymous, and otherwise it would just be me waffling absolute rubbish. So I have been a little bit more active on my Instagram stories, thinking of content for next year. I've been asking if there's particular days or times you'd want me to upload, if there's any new series or anything you want me to do, what content do you like watching, what content do you not like watching, and seeing how we can put even more into the channel next year. And there's a few things that I've been thinking of in terms of how to grow this channel. So I know I said this beginning of the year, I'm going to sort out my merch line. You know what it is, guys? I have the basis, obviously, for the anniversary last year, Dan customised and made me a logo. And he had it printed on a bag, he had it printed on a mug, and we had a few things in the pipeline. But I have been looking, look at this, I've started to sit down and I'm completely going over it. I have struggled to try and find somewhere that I can get everything on one. So it might be that it's from two different places at the moment, but I don't have room to store them. That's the thing at the moment I'm finding tough. And then I was looking down the route that is on the channel now, memberships, where I think there's 3 different levels. In essence, it's like almost like a subscription. And I'm trying to work out as to whether that would be something worth looking into, because it would be another potential revenue of income. And to be honest, guys, we're looking at the revenue of incomes to see what we can do to maybe help this go a little bit further. And because, I don't know, this is definitely something that I see myself, I want to do this for years and years to come, but obviously I now have a mortgage to pay for, so I have to think realistically as to where I can balance my time within work, family, YouTube, what I can still bring in and still pay to make the bills meet, you know. But I'll speak about it a lot more in an upcoming video, because this one is our Sit Down with Shan. So it's all about separation anxieties. Do we have tips, tricks? Do we have separation anxieties? Where do you feel yours could have stemmed from? How do you deal with it? Do you have any triggers? Because as I say, there's been a few things happening lately. One of, obviously the main one, is I moved out. So I wouldn't say it was in terms of a separation anxiety, but it's very different, you know. Like, I see mum a couple of days of the week, but it's not the same as going home every night. Going back, like, I speak to mum through the doorbell pretty much every day. I call her and that, but I'm finding it hard to still adjust to being here. And I think because it is a bit of away from mum and dada's, it's not like, oh, I can just pop around mum or dad's. So I would definitely say that I've had a bit of it's not necessarily anxiety, it's the adjusting to not being there. And currently, I would say we're like 80% of the stuff is here now to go through. We still have some bits at mum's that we've got to try and shimmy through and get over to the house. But yeah, living out of 2 houses, oh my goodness, guys, if you've done it, you'll know what I mean. It is hard. And trying to then work, trying to renovate a house, trying to then film content for you and still have a life, it has been very, very draining, I would say that. And I think this is the onset of just being exhausted at the moment, and I feel like a big drain. Another thing that has gone on is me and Dan no longer work together. Dan has gone on to bigger, better things, and I am so proud of him. But that has definitely took a toll on me with my workplace, because I don't have like my right hand guy now. And I know people say, oh, but not everyone works with their partners, and that's absolutely fine. And I never worked with my first partner. My second partner I met at work, and then obviously Dan I've met at work. So it's very different to adjust to not having like your support there. I know we have friends and confidence and everything at work, but there's nothing like having that person. And it was when I was poorly and I was having hypo attacks, they didn't have Dan there to call and be like, what do I do? So I've had to put a whole itinerary in my workplace and all my medication in my drawers, that if I have a hypo, just give me sugar. If I feel a bit wheezy, I would need to actually sort myself out of doctors to get my inhalers back up and running, because I definitely feel like it's going to my chest a bit more. But yeah, me and Dan don't work together anymore. So I feel that is a massive separation that I'm taking a lot of time to adjust. One day I could be fine at work, then I will be crying, then I'm angry, and it's a whirlwind of emotions right now. And considering speaking and looking through the messages here, I'm not the only one in that. I had someone message me just out of the blue, and it was nothing to do with the sit down with Shan, and they just said they'd worked with their partner and they was the ones that had been offered a promotion at another unit, or however it works within their company, and they was feeling guilty about taking this promotion because their partner was still at the old place. And I was like, you have to do what's best for you. I always say you have to be happy, and as I say, Dan, he's happy, that's all that matters. I might be unhappy, but that's absolutely fine. But yeah, it's definitely adjusting, and I just think that with this and Christmas upcoming and some of the busiest times here on YouTube, to which I don't know if you guys have noticed, I'm trying to do daily uploads in November as well. I'm not holding myself to it in case it doesn't work, but always keep your bell on, because more than likely I'm going to be popping up saying bonus upload, because yeah, I'm trying to do uploads in November, daily uploads in December along with vlogmas, and I'm just trying to think now, have I taken off more than I can chew? But you know me, I don't like to dwindle from last year. Last year I done daily uploads and vlogmas, and I thought, what could I do this year? Try daily uploads in November, but don't hold me to that. You will always still have your normal uploads, but these extras, I'm hoping they are going to be every day, but touch wood, we just need to stay on track. But anyway, that is a rabbit. We've got a rabbiting video coming up, Shan. What on earth are you doing? Right, guys, I do apologise. Separation anxieties. One of my lovelies says, I've got a best friend that lives in America. I miss her so much, as when she used to live in the UK, we'd have such a laugh going shopping together and everything. I message her every day, but it's just not the same. I can totally relate to this with you. My friends aren't in America, but I have one best friend in Wales and one best friend in Scotland. And I'm here in Suffolk. So I definitely feel that. Like, me and Brogan speak pretty much every day. Me and Keely, we speak whenever. We've got such busy lifestyles. Like, we could not pick up a message for say a week or 2 weeks, but you know, when you pick it up and it's like it's the next day, that's the type of friends that you need. And as I say, me and Brogan pretty much every day, but life's getting in the way. We're both, there's things on the agenda, so it might be we don't check in for a couple of days, but it's not like, where have you been? Or if we don't hear from each other for a couple of days, it's like just to check in to make sure you're right, and be like, you know what, I've been rushed off my feet with the house, I'll listen to your voice note tonight and get back to you. But it's never like, oh, why haven't you replied to me? Like, I don't think that should be how friendships is. It should be, you could go a day, a week, a month, however long, but when you need to pick up that phone, you're still there, and it's like nothing's ever happened, and it's literally the next day from when you once spoke. So I wonder, do you visit her? Or did she come back to visit the UK anymore? Please do let me know. One of my lovelies says, I suppose everyone is different. I'm a lone wolf. And having grown up kids, I get anxious to know that they're safe. But I don't think that's classed as separation anxiety. People get attached and that's what it is. And obviously, companionships, you just get used to being with someone. And it causes anxiety if your nearest and dearest isn't there. And you probably get anxious at what they're doing. And it can all cause the anxiety. But the best thing to do is be reassured that they're coming back. Keep busy and don't sit and dwell. There's plenty to do. Read a good book with your favourite snacks and drinks. I'm happy with my favourite throw, i.e. my blanket and some nibbles. Sending love. I have grown up an only child. I've always been very independent. Mum said that she used to watch me as a child playing dolls on my own and get really sad and want a sibling for me. But to be honest, I don't think I would have liked a sibling. I feel like I'm very much independent. Growing up, I always had a big circle of friends. I was pretty much the tomboy, so I was always with boys. And it never really used to faze me. However, as I've grown older, I was in a relationship from secondary school for 7 years till I was 21. And then I had like a year on my own, and it was kind of like, oh, where was this like newfound freedom? Because obviously I'd been with someone for so long. And I really adapted to it. I can't lie, guys. I started going to the gym. I was focusing on myself. I was looking into hobbies. I was restarting education. And then I got into my second relationship. And I was with them for just over 5 years. And again, a year totally on my own. Put myself into fitness. Again, education. Learning new things. Oh, sorry, guys. What's this? Oh, it's Instagram comments. And I just love that. And even now I'm with Dan, I still feel I have that independence. And if it's, say, like we need to do something and he's like, oh, I need to do this for the house, I'm like, oh, I'll quickly pop out and do it. I don't have separation anxiety in terms of, oh, like I can't go anywhere on my own. I feel it's more in like probably the work side at the moment, as I say, I'm adjusting to. But you know me, guys, your girl done 2 solo tours of the Caribbean. That my mum still loves to say to people that, and they're like, what, on her own? Mum's like, yep, she just went. Me and her father said no, and she just went. And I would genuinely say, if you are single or on your own, or even if you are with a partner, if you want to go somewhere, go. Even if you think, you know what, we do everything together, but I just want to go for a coffee on my own to read my book and have a little chocolate muffin. Go off and do it. If you're single and you think, you know what, I really want to go to Germany for the Christmas markets, I'm going to book a little 2-night break. Do it. There is travelling solo is so different to travelling to a partner. And it's not in terms of just you're not with someone, but you have that respect, you have the confidence, you have the wit about you, because you can't be out getting intoxicated like beyond oblivion, because you still have to have your senses around you. And I think you appreciate stuff a lot more. And sometimes you might get some weird looks. You might get some people ask, why are you out here on your own? Why are you travelling on your own? Just brush aside. You know what I say? I have one life. I'm not going to sit there when I'm 80 years old, 90, 100, however long I live, and be like, you know what, I wish I'd have done that. But I didn't have anyone to do it with, so I didn't do it. And I would hate to be like that. Absolutely hate. I would like to turn around at those ages and be like, you know what? I had no one to do it with, and I still went and done it. I went against my mother and father's will, and I done it. What is my ring doorbell saying? No one is at my door. Dan's in the garden. It's saying a package has been detected. They're detecting Dan as a package right now. But I get that. Read a good book when it all gets a bit too much. That's one thing. That's one thing. I cannot wait for the bookshelf to be up. Because when I tell you guys, my thing is to unwind. Read a book with a hot drink. Maybe a mulled wine coming into the festive season. reading a book and chilling out, that's my thing. It may not be the cutie woody pumpkin spice cafe, it might be a serial killer book, but whatever floats your boat and whatever calms you, that is what is important, okay? But yes, reading a book, switching off, that for me, nothing else. Like, it would be perfect more ideal if I was laying in a bath. I can't read when I'm standing in the shower, but yeah, reading, I totally get that. One of my lovely says, hi Shannon sweetheart and Dan the man and lovely Mama G. I've been suffering from anxiety all my life, especially relating to losing my mum. It's 100 times worse now as I live hundreds of miles away from her and I have no real friends left or family. My advice is spend every day telling those that you love just how much, as life's so short. All the best. That, exactly. Life is too short. And I wouldn't say stick. I had a lot of questions from people saying, why did I move so far from mum and dada? Number one, guys, buying a house on your own is hard. To do it in Essex is, unless I wanted a small 1-bed flat, which, I mean, I've practically filled a 3-bed house. Can you imagine how I would have fit into a flat? It's just not feasible. So I come out just over an hour or so and say I'm now in Suffolk. I'm no longer in Essex. I'm in Suffolk. And for what I was able to get for the money up here for my mortgage and what I was allowed from the bank to compare it down home, I got a nice little place. Yes, it needed work. My God, did it need work. And we're still going through it 6 odd months later. But the end is in sight. It's just the little bits and bobs now, you know. And I can't wait to just sit down and be like, you know what? Put the fire on, put our feet up on the sofa. It's done. It's done. We can relax. Fingers crossed we'll have a Christmas tree up. But yeah, a lot of people said, why did I move so far out? I had to go with what I could afford. And Mum knew I weren't going to be on the doorstep. And she was like, 2 hours is your maximum. I was like, okay. So Mum sent me a 2 hour and I literally went, I think it's like 1 hour and 10 to Mum. So it's not a problem. Her and Dada are still yet to come because I want them to come when it's done. We have the bed up in the second room, but it's not, we don't have a sofa yet. The downstairs is still pretty much hit and miss. But yeah, when it's done, they'll be here and then it's ready for Christmas. But I do agree, life is too short, my lovelies. One of my loves says, hi gorgeous, hope you're all okay and sending lots of love to you all. So, me and the hubby have been together 33 years now and married for 29 and hardly spent any time apart. However, he spent 6 weeks working in London not too long ago and only came home for a day and a half each week. My anxiety went through the roof, making sure the door was locked all the time, not sleeping, cleaning till I almost dropped, and then the next day, cleaning an already spotless house. Now the shoe is on the other foot, but I'm only away for 3 days, and it's for a lady's only birthday weekend to Butlins. And although I'm really looking forward to it, as my daughter will be going, I can't wait to spend some time with her. I'm actually dreading being apart from my hubby for 3 days. First off, have a fabulous time at Butlins. I've never been to Butlins, but I have heard that it is a raucous of a laugh. And congrats, 33 years together, 29 years married. Next year, the bigger 3-0 wedding anniversary, eh? So, with a lot of people work away and everything, and people say, oh, absence makes the heart grow fonder. I don't like it. I've done a week on my own at work and I've hated it. I don't like it. I don't like being there on my own. We FaceTime on breaks and lunches, and yeah, it's hard to comprehend when you're used to being in that circle with someone to someone no longer being there. I feel with work, he didn't have a choice, so he's got to have it. And then here, you're off on a ladies' weekend. Enjoy yourself, have some time with your daughter and see it as maybe like a little mother-daughter time, to which, as I say, I'm sure your husband will be absolutely fine. Oh my God, now you know when you feel like your nose is trickling but nothing's there? I don't want the sniffles to start. I do apologise, guys. Have fun. I'm sure in this modern day and age, it's not like we're waiting on a postcard. We have phones, we can talk, we can message, we can FaceTime. Like, we're very lucky with the technology that we have now to be able to have all these different means of communication with our loved ones when we're not there, because back in the olden days, oh my goodness, I don't know what I would have done. Whew, I would have been climbing the absolute walls. But thank goodness we're not in that. Sorry, my lovelies, I literally just had a coughing fit. I quickly had to pause that because I knew, you know, when you feel it coming in your voice and you're like, heaven forbid, no. One of my lovelies says, hi, sweetheart. I don't suffer with separation anxieties, but I do suffer with bad anxiety. But I have to say, since breaking both my ankles and needing surgery, which resulted in metal plates and screws, my anxiety is really bad. First off, oh my God. How I would like to know how you've broken both your ankles. Oh my goodness. And the severity of that to need metal plates. I do hope you rested and recouped and you're a lot better now. I can't go outside now due to being scared of falling. I completely understand that. My husband and daughter have helped me a lot, and they can get me out the house with them to my hospital appointments with still being on crutches, as I suffer with CRPS, and it will be 3 years since my accident in March 2025. Wow. And just feel my anxiety is real and very hard to push through it with my own fears. Sorry if this has been long-winded. I don't believe in a load of waffle. If people haven't been through anxieties or panic attacks, they don't understand how it makes someone feel. Hope you're recovered from your lovely holiday away with Dan and not missing St. Lucia too much. Sending love to you, Dan and Mama G. Take care. Thank you very much, my lovely, and lots of love back. I am missing St. Lucia, I can't lie. I feel this is my reaction to the UK now I've been back. It's like, nope, you're exhausted. We need to get you on a plane again. But, oh my goodness, 3 years. Wow, do you have to have, I would assume, regular hospital appointments? I can't believe that. And I would be the same. I feel like if I broke both my ankles, you're just in that fight or flight. Like, do I, don't I? But I do hope that they're offering you maybe, I don't know, is it physiotherapy or something to just, even if it helps you a bit more with your mobility inside. But yes, wow. God, you've been through the mill, my darling, breaking both your ankles. One of my lovelies says, Shannon, anxiety and panic attacks are something I've had for years. Part I can't share on here. Absolutely fine. As I say, the bits that you send in, guys, it will always stay anonymous, and you just share what you feel you want to share, okay? Now it's mainly my grown-ass kids. If I don't hear from them when they're away, my mind starts. I can't sleep till I know they've safely arrived and got back safe. Most people will say it's normal. I get you. When I was travelling, or actually, even if I just come here now, Mum, if she doesn't hear from me, she'll message me and be like, are you home? Or did you get there all right? The first thing I have to do when I land abroad is message Mum or message Dada and just let them know that I'm there, I'm fine. I find I start getting in a panic about new places, and if it's not a family occasion, then I will get out of it any way I can. Quite a few of my friends are like this. They don't like going to new places. If it's a new place and they don't know where they're going, they don't want to drive, or they just don't want to go point blank. I am the opposite. I kind of enjoy exploring new places, whether I'm on my own or with Dan or with Mum or whoever. But I get people who are in like their little comfort zones and they don't want to leave them, which is absolutely fine. Stress out. Will I look okay? A form comes and I look at it and I think, oh crap, I can't do it. And I know the officers will come around and sort it, but it doesn't stop me stressing. Like now, it's just blooming stupid. I've received a new remote for Virgin. Been at it all day trying to work out how it works, and I still can't get my head around it, so I turned it all off till tomorrow. What I used to do was clean the house from top to bottom, but now I can't do that because of my health. If it's something little, it will be a long bath where I cry, or I read a really trashy book. One thing I do is diamond painting, as I have to really concentrate. Oh, what is diamond painting? Does anyone know what that is? If I could go for long walks, I would, as that used to work, but I can't do that anymore. I'm lucky as family and close friends understand and make allowances, and we make a laugh and a joke about it, as we say. If we don't, we'll all end up crying. Love you loads. Lots of love to you too. I can't lie, I love tech, but I hate new tech if I can't work it out, i.e. like a new remote. I'm dreading putting our new TV up because I'm like, it's a smart TV, okay? TVs don't really bother me, guys, because I just watch stuff on my laptop. And my TV at mum's is an old Freeview one. This one we've got downstairs, like the apps are in it, and I'm going to be a nightmare. I'm not going to know how to blooming work this thing. I'm going to be like, Dan, TV's not working. I'll probably just resort to coming up and watching on my laptop. That is me. I'm a creature of habits. And for the bedrooms upstairs, we're not having any TVs because we said we don't want the bedroom to be a place like where you come up, TV on your phone. Like, that's not it. But we have bought a projector. So we've bought a projector and we are going to put the stuff on the projector and see if that works. I don't know if it will. We shall see. We haven't tested it out yet. It's apparently 100-inch, so I feel like it's going to take up the whole blooming window. But we shall see how that goes, my lovelies. But yeah, new tech. I love new tech in terms of laptops, tablets, cameras, accessories like that. If it comes to like TVs and that, I'm like, nah. Nah, not a bit of me. One of my lovelies says, when I was younger, it was very bad separation anxiety from my grandparents. Not so much people as I've got older, but places. I absolutely hate being away from the house. So I feel mum has separation anxiety to the house because mum does not like being away from the house at night. To try and get her here to stay the night, I feel will be a very big task because, as you know, the only time that I've got mum out earlier this year was when we went to see Romish and we stayed at a hotel up London because I said, Mum, there's no way I'm putting you on a tube at gone midnight at West Ham. That is going to be packed. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to get agitated. We'll stay at a hotel. What happened at the hotel we stayed at? They had fire alarms. So we got evacuated at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So it wasn't a great day, let's just say that. But yeah, mum is definitely a homing pigeon as well. She likes to be at her house. She likes to be in her bed of an evening. She likes to wake up in her bed. She likes to be home. So I completely get that. And you know what? Separation. Oh, I am so sorry, my lovelies. That is so rude of me. I am so sorry that my sleep has been shattered. Let's just say that. It's been appalling these past few days. And you know what? Might just knock myself out with a few rums tonight to get a little bit of a decent night's kick. Separation anxiety from grandparents. I understand that. I used to hate being away from my granddad. When we had to leave my nan and granddad's, I would howl. I would absolutely howl. And it'd be like, we'll come back next week. No. I get that. I do like being away from my grandparents either. And then my last one, my lovely, they say, for your sit down with Shan. So on Instagram as well, it doesn't give you a lot to write in them blooming boxes. If you want to send me a DM, if you can just start it with scandals or sit down, because when I go through my messages, I do a quick scan to see what it is. And then I click into it. And it will tell me what it's for. So it says, for your sit down with Shan. I think my anxieties come from not just being away from my partner, but usually how unsafe I feel out on the streets without him. There's so much comfort and security and safety when together that when apart, everything seems more vulnerable and scary. I'm not sure he could even stop me getting kidnapped as he isn't a big muscle man, but still, doesn't really answer your question, but kind of does. I love that. I get that though. Again, like being out and work, and it is that security. It's having your person there. Whether they could stop you getting attacked or not, you still got your person there. And I do understand that. It's like when you're out and it's not around the same areas, you're like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I'm used to him there. Or you think, I'm on my own. And it is scary. I do get that. But it did answer it. And I love that, my lovelies. But thank you for listening to my god-awful voice for probably way too much of your evening. As I say, if there is going to be daily uploads, I definitely don't want to bedraggle your day anymore and have you rabbiting on. Well, you'll be sitting there listening to me rabbiting on. No one wants that, do they? Guys, if you did enjoy the video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below. And leave me a comment. Have you or do you have any suffer from any separation anxieties? I tell you, my brain at the moment is just not what's going in is not coming out fluently. I do apologise. But take care, stay safe as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!